How about we talk about time management as a toolbox? There's so many good books, good techniques that are floating out there.
Taking the time to understand tools like AI, a lot of people are going to question that. You are asking me to spend more time so that I can save time while I don't already have time. How do we explain that?
Okay, let's finish now. I'm done.
Welcome to the next episode of the Time Fix podcast, where we talk about productivity and what it looks like to do the things that you need to do during these winter months, especially right now, isn't it, Ildi? And today we are going to give you some productivity tips.
Yeah, we were thinking that it's time to just talk about it from a different perspective, from the doing perspective. We've spoken about the theory quite a lot.
Yes.
It's
Yes, we
dark
have.
and dingy, so
Yes. Yes.
it's easy to just talk about it.
Yes. Let's
let's
not just
do.
talk about it. It's time to do.
Um, it's an interesting one because when we start working with anyone, we first dig deep, right?
Yes.
And then we start throwing stuff at people.
Yes.
And the other day, someone asked, so I feel like my attention is pretty much competing with a goldfish's attention span.
Yes.
And we had a bit of a giggle,
Yes.
but it's a real problem.
It is a problem, and that's a problem across generations at the moment. The devices that we have caused our attention span to reduce considerably, whether we want to accept it or not.
Let's put it on the devices. That's a nice way
Yes,
to,
let's blame it on
just blame it
devices.
on something. Though I'm pretty sure that when I was a kid, we were accused of not having the right attention span, and we did not have devices. So,
Yes.
yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm pretty sure it does affect how we do
Yes.
things, and especially how we shift between things.
Yes.
But yeah, well, so how about we just throw some things at everyone? And it's an interesting thing. I was reading the other day some statistics around the uptake of AI.
Yes.
Let's talk about the two big letters, AI. And it was very interesting to see that the younger generation does not use as much AI as we do. We kind of think that it's the
Yes.
next big thing in productivity, yet our children feel very differently about it.
Yes, and I think that's a conversation for another time, because
I
there's
know.
lots of ethical things that go around in using AI. But having said that, it's one of the tools that can help you remain productive, isn't it?
There's a lot you can do with it.
Yes.
And the reality is that while it's not, maybe it's not as wild as it sounds,
Yes.
and as some people say, it definitely is a space where it's worth spending a little time and finding the right tools for you.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to give one example. If you need to create a quick presentation, and you're good at dictating your content or what you want to say, there's 100 different platforms that can turn that into a beautiful PowerPoint in
Yeah.
literally seconds.
Yes.
And I mean, not using these kind of tools is just silly.
Yes.
And we're not just talking about that.
No.
And we're not going deep into what else you can solve with.
No, and we are not AI experts.
No.
So let's just that's
No.
a disclaimer. It's just one of the tools that you can potentially research yourself.
But as an individual,
Yeah.
if you want to regain and steal back a few minutes, and
Yes.
especially now that we are in the middle of winter, so we are struggling for every single second of productive
Oh
time
my
that we
God,
can
yes.
find, it's a great way to do it.
Yes.
But then it's not the only thing that you can do.
No, no.
And if someone says, just do this course because this will change the world, it won't.
It won't.
It won't. It really won't. But it can be a good tool. And let's go back one step. I was just thinking about this. How about we talk about time management as a toolbox?
Yes.
I mean, there's so many good books that you can read around the topic. There's so many good techniques that are floating out there. finding the right one that suits you is probably the most important thing.
So let me reel it back a little bit. What I
Oh, she wants to
found,
go even further back.
no, I'm just going to say that one thing that you said is around taking the time to understand the tools like AI that might suit you. Now, haven't you just kind of, it's
What did
it's
I
an
do?
oxymoron paradox kind of a space where you are taking time to understand how to save time,
Yeah, it is.
isn't
It
it?
actually is. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it.
Yes, because you're not automatically going to find the right tool, right? Unless you spend time looking for it. So, a lot of people are going to question that. You are asking me to spend more time so that I can save time while I don't already have time. How do we explain that?
Okay, let's finish now. I'm done. No. Um, nothing happens overnight.
No, nothing happens overnight.
And let's clarify, and we can't say it enough,
No.
that if you truly want to change the way that you are productive, unfortunately it will take time.
Yes.
And you have to explore, and it's an always ever evolving process
Yes.
as to how are you going to be better at using smarter your time. And I have to also mention here that it's not important to everyone.
No.
I, sorry, I hate to break it to you. It might not be at all important to you.
Yeah.
Um, you really need to know what your driver is. You really need to understand your behavioral style.
Yeah.
You need to understand the core things that make you jump out of bed and
Yep.
get things done.
Yeah.
You need to tap into that behavioral science that we always talk
Yes.
about, because the tools that you will use in your productive day will be vastly different depending on who you
are.
really are.
Yeah, 100%. So let's just go back to telling people around. So let's go back to the doing part. Okay, so we've explained to them now what the background of what productivity. So one of the tools is AI. So taking the time to understand what AI really works for you. But what is the other productivity tools or tricks or tips that we can give them that they can start implementing already?
Mm. I think it depends on who you are. Something else will work.
Yes.
If you are a treasurer, some of the tools that's where AI will really resonate with you, because you will look for any ways naturally that can help you regain a few minutes here and there and make
Yes.
the most of your available time. Um, if you're not into that stuff, then a good plan always helps a treasurer. And remember, your treasurers are the people who are very much goal driven, purposeful, on the roll kind of people.
Yeah.
So you're strong drivers. Wasting time is probably the thing that will kill you most.
Yes.
And when I say wasting time is not having clear boundaries.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that if you want to take up on one thing, I definitely would go with look at your boundaries and communicate them as clear as possible with the people around you, so that everyone knows exactly when are you available, and when do you have non-negotiable deep dive or deep work time. That's probably
Agree.
one big thing that you
Agree.
can do.
So, for those who are just joining us and you haven't heard us talk about time centric archetypes, please make sure you go back a few episodes and listen to us and see if you can find that explanation. But it's all there on our website as well. So if you want to go and find out more about what we are talking about, because we don't have time to unpack each and every archetype here on the episode, but you can always ask us and comment and things like that, and we'll
Oh, we're
answer.
happy to have a good chat.
Yes.
So I think the most fascinating archetype out of those, the four,
Yes.
is are your benders.
Yes.
Because time is non-existent. So how can
Yes.
you be productive when time is not of any kind of importance to
Importance.
you? And yet you can be.
Yes.
And there's ways to stay on top of things.
Exactly.
And people say to me, oh, but wouldn't that mean that I can't get things done and I'm always going to be behind and I just can't be productive? And I think that that's the wrong approach.
So first thing to accept is that not everybody is productive in the same way.
And that's probably the
That's
key.
probably the key. Everybody is not productive in the same way. So if you're trying to box yourself into somebody else's definition of productivity, then you are going to fall behind. And time benders, unfortunately, hold themselves to the yardstick of the rest of the world. They are productive differently. They do get things done. The only thing is that they are not usually, and I'm going to say usually, they usually don't do one task for a long period of time. They like to do various tasks for smaller periods of time because they like variety in the day, right?
100%. Here's the thing. If you really need to get something done as a time bender,
Mhm.
don't just have your list on an electronic device
Yes.
or on a piece of paper. If
Yeah.
anything, stay away from lists.
Yes.
Because the more you try to stick to a list, the least productive you become.
Yes.
It's not what you do.
Yeah.
You don't like to be told how to do things and in what order.
Yes.
Try and actually bring that
Post-it
variety.
notes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, have post-it notes because benders love to be kinesthetic, right? They like to play around with things. They like to make fun around their
I
work.
had this beautiful lady. We had a bit of a chat, and she was like, "Oh, so what can I do?" And I said, "Well, just have little post-it notes with let's say half an hour's worth of tasks on each post-it note." And she was like, "I'm not sure if it will work, but just to humor you, I will try." And then we spoke a few weeks back, and she was like, "Whether you believe it or not, I tried it and it works."
Yeah.
And I think the key to that is that some people do need the touch,
Yes.
you know, the tearing up the piece of paper or something physical that
Yes.
helps you remove things or add things to your plate. And benders are like that. They
Yes.
are very touchy-feely.
And also, to make it more fun, draw a plate and stick your sticky notes in that plate, right?
There
Because
you
then
go.
that becomes more visual and that becomes more fun. But having said that, also benders don't like something when it's linear and stacked
No,
one on top of
no.
the other because they feel like they are being boxed in.
And that's one thing that
That's
they
one
don't do.
thing they
So
do.
if you're in that space, just make sure that you create that fun element around your workday.
So, what is the one tip that's very essential for time sitters? What
Oh,
should they use?
a planner,
A planner. There.
and of course a list.
Yes.
I think time sitters are probably the only ones who really thrive with lists. Not
Yes.
even time validators
No.
thrive with lists as well as time sitters, because they're the relationship with time is quite different. So
Yeah.
what that means is that they will always be afraid that they will run out of time.
Yes.
So having clear lists, if possible, with an estimation as to how long those tasks will take, is essential, because
Yeah.
otherwise they will find themselves in the procrastination circle, being lost in something that is very unimportant.
Now, it's very important to say over here that because procrastination is unavoidable for them, they should think about using procrastination as a reset tool.
Yeah, it's one of the most important productivity tools
Yes.
for a time sitter.
Yes.
Again, we use this quite a lot. It's
Yes.
another dirty word.
Yes.
We have this negative connotation that goes with procrastination, and the reality is that if you use it smartly and you put a timer to it, it can be your best friend.
Absolutely. And sitters need to feel the anxiety. They need to feel that they are feeling overwhelmed. They need to feel and sit with that feeling. But if you allow them to sit with it for
Too long.
eternity, it can be
It becomes
days before
overwhelmed.
it becomes overwhelming, and it can be days before they get things started, depending on the enormity of the
Now,
task.
now let's take it back, just to mention who are your time sitters.
Yeah.
So don't forget that these are your yes people.
Yes.
They are amazing at getting things done. They are your nurturers. They are amazing, literally, at in any team. If you don't have them, nothing will be done.
Yeah.
So, but they are also the ones who will forge a time log.
Yes.
It's true.
Because they bank a lot of time, like they put too many buffers between.
And then they have guilt around it. So
Yes.
there's a bit of a catch-22 there.
Yes.
But definitely, if you are in that space, remember that procrastination is a fabulous tool if you are smart about it and if you recognize it right from the get-go. And it takes a bit of time
Yes.
and self-awareness to
Yes.
recognize when it kicks in. But if you have a nice little timer on your phone that you can just flick and give yourself a 5 minutes of bitching around how this task is not nice
Yes.
and it's too hard and what were they thinking when they just threw this at you and so on. All these things will help you get over yourself a lot quicker than otherwise you would.
So let's talk about the validators. What is the one productivity tip that you can give? Sorry.
Procrastination tip. I don't know. Let me think about it. Productivity tip. Validators, these are your process people.
Yes.
So the one thing that I would say is that if you are a validator, you need to create pockets, decent sized pockets of time to do undisturbed work.
Yes.
Often in a workplace, validators struggle because they do not have that undisturbed, and that's the key word in here, that undisturbed pocket of time, without having that. I don't know. It's like a steel box. And lock it from inside or something like that, and do not let anyone in. But the reality is that if you have your validators in your team, so your process-driven people in your team, you need to make sure that you create those pockets of undisturbed space for them.
Absolutely. And they also need to have buffers between tasks.
That's on top of everything.
Yes.
But to be productive, they need that 1.5 hours of do not talk to me.
Yes.
Because every time you disturb them, chances are that you are setting them back by half an hour.
Yeah.
And that's a long time.
Yes.
And it's a big price.
Agree. So, to kind of land this entire episode, what I am going to say is that it is very important to recognize who you are, how you are wired, and to define what productivity would look like for you as a person. And we have given enough tips and tricks for you now to understand what might work for you. So, not everything will work for you. You have to keep experimenting. It's going to be a work in progress. But if we have given you any of these tips and tricks that you think you might be able to use, please leave a comment for us and allow us to see what you have tried and what has worked for you. And also, don't forget to follow and subscribe us for more interesting productivity tips and tricks as we go on.